Hello, I'm Elgato, and this is Seeds Sunday, the weekly series around on my channel where I show you seeds Minecraft console edition which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And this week's seed, I figured, let's go back to the old console version because we've been spending so much time with the new one. Let's focus on the 360, the PS3, the PS Vita, the Wii U, and the PlayStation 4. That's right, this is a seed for all 5 of those consoles, and it's a really great seed. It has 3 wooden mansions, one of which is buried below ground, 2 of which are really raised above ground, and a bunch of different places you can find to start a house. And I figured this is just a really great seed for anyone who wants to start a brand new survival world and wants to make a really wacky, crazy house. I've got a bunch of different ideas for you how to do that, and hopefully you all do enjoy seeing the video and seeing the whole of the seed. So like this if you do like it, because it helps out the channel. And let's know you do like Seed Sunday, but let's get straight into the seed. Again, it works on every single Minecraft console edition platform, so as long as it says edition at the top, you should be fine. And it comes in from Mr. Orange, and you need to use this in the medium preset. You can use this in different presets and you'll get different stuff, but if you use the medium biome preset, I feel like it's the best of all worlds in terms of biome scale, but also in terms of structures and what you find, because there's lots of wacky things, including, by the way, because you spawn just over here, if you do type in that seed, it's including just at the spawn, you already find some sugarcane, which is nice, but you'll also find this little floating sky island. So if you want to play like a version of Skyblock, like you could get some water up here, or you could do some with it, but basically you can play like a mini Skyblock because there's a tree on a little island, almost the right size for it, just up here, and I just thought that was a fun little fact that you might want to use. Like if you want to play like a weird version of survival, you can come here, but if you want to have a weird place to start a house, or just a place to start a house, then you might want to head to the east instead, because you'll find this desert over here. So on the way to the desert, you're going to find lots of weird just floating sand. So again, another like kind of skyland thing here. If you break the sand, then suddenly everything goes in a chain reaction and it all falls down. Might be a thing. Also, by the way, just if we go even further to the east, you'll find that happen again and again and again, because this seed is just, it seems to be notorious and filled with just floating sand everywhere. As you can see, it's just non-stop floating sand all over the place, all just non-stop to be found. You can see we even accidentally killed a bunny by doing that. So with that said, let's talk about the first structure you'll find, which is found just over here, because it doesn't just contain 3 wooden mansions, it also contains a desert temple. So this desert temple is particularly notable because, as you can see, it's mostly at sea and then it's partially underground. Same thing happens here, by the way. You can actually make the sand drop if you want to. But yeah, it's partially underground, which is always an interesting thing, because then you get the caves, which cause these things to happen. And also it means that you get yourself 4 chests of free loot. So have you ever wanted to have some free stuff to make your seed easier? Well, you probably get that a lot. But if you want it here, then you get yourself 2 enchanted books, smite and fire protection. You get yourself some gold, you get yourself some iron, some sand apparently, as well as thorns free. This is the rarest single book in the game, or was before mending and thing, but still, it's one of the hardest to get books in the game, and guess what? It's free in this desert temple. Then over here, we've got 2 golden apples and a diamond. So 2 golden apples, like 6 enchanted books, and thorns free, the best enchantment, but it gets better than that, because if we head to the northwest a little bit, as you can see over here, we've got our first, first wooden mansion. So this wooden mansion is notable, not only because it has leaves coming out of it, but also because, as you can see right here, it's actually submerged. And it's not submerged in a mountain like you sometimes see, it's submerged in a plains biome. This is a really, really rare sight, and it means that if you want to get a Vindicator and a Evoker kill, again, if you want to get the Pokemon dying, basically, you can just hop in here really easily, you can kill the guy, and you can jump straight back out. Again, these places are really scary and dangerous the first time you go in, and if you want to make that a little bit easier, this one makes things very, very easy, and much better for that, in my opinion. So yeah, this is the first wooden mansion. As you can see, it's pretty nice, and it's submerged in the thing. If we head to the north of this, then we'll find, first of all, one of the biggest, like, bits of lava in a world, because it pours out from 1 block over here, but it pours so much that it burns down most of the forest around here, left this in a very weird shape like a totem pole. But yeah, as you can see, it makes a huge red splodge on the map, which I find to be interesting, and maybe you do too. Maybe you want to tame it, maybe you want to treat it like it's a volcano. I feel like, again, the volcano idea is one that you might want to play with, and yeah, this whole mountain is kind of set up for that. Also, if you look over here, we've got the second woodland mansion, and this woodland mansion is pretty notable because sugarcane is growing into it for some reason, as well as a lily pad, some grass and stuff like that. But yeah, you can see there is in fact a second wooden mansion, and this one is the opposite of the previous one. That's right, instead of like, oh yeah, it's a wooden mansion but slightly buried in the ground, what if it was the exact opposite? It's a wooden mansion coming, like a wooden mansion height out of the ground. To kind of show you the true scale of this, this is what it looks like. This is the size of the wooden mansion versus the ground. It's really, really ridiculous. And one of the things I thought would be a cool idea for a house is if you took this section right here, or, all the way up here, but I was thinking this section right here, and you could make yourself a really strange house. You know, you could either use cobblestone like it is over there, but you grab some cobblestone, you kind of like cement this up, you use this to make a door, and then suddenly you got yourself the weirdest house in the world that's like kind of naturally made, and which would blend in just fine and create one of the weirdest, again, house ideas in the world. That would actually, again, I feel like it would be a really subtle way to hide in a house, and if you want to have a hidden house in Minecraft, no one's going to expect that there's no wooden mansion here, and that could be used to your advantage. So yeah, boom, secret house or something, or just a fun house. Again, I don't know why I see that so strongly, but I really want to do that personally, and maybe you do too. But in case that's not your thing, there's also this mountain range found pretty much in the center of the seed, and this provides an opportunity to kind of live in a hollow out mountain. Again, in the same way you could kind of like hide yourself in a hole there, you can hide yourself in a hole over here by just kind of like patching this up over the top, and if you do that, then you have this section, you have this section, and you have most of this section all to yourself, and you can turn it into a mega house or like a secret underground society. You tell me what you want to do with it, but I feel like there's just so much opportunity when you have a giant like ravine hallway like this going through a mountain. So yeah, I love this personally, maybe you do too, but if you don't, what you will love is the third wooden mansion. The third wooden mansion is found just over here. Again, coordinates are on screen in the left there, if you haven't spelled them already. This third wooden mansion is actually really high off the ground too, but it gets even higher off the ground, as you're going to see back here. This is the most amazing shot of it I think you can show off. As you can see, it's absolutely absurd just how high that goes. Like, it's more base than it is wooden mansion, like by quite a bit too. And if you look at it from the side, it gets even crazier. Like, it's it's that thin, this amount of stuff. And yeah, I just figured this was one of the craziest things that you can really see in Minecraft, and maybe you want to go check it out, or you want to mine as the base, or you just want to see this and be like, well, that was nice, and I'll grab my sugarcane and be on the run now. So yeah, as you can see, this also goes all the way around the edges, and it's pretty tall here, like not quite as tall, but it's still tall around all of the edges, and I feel like it's just a perfect example of why this is so crazy. In case you're curious, even the entrance to this is like kind of high up, like a few blocks above the surroundings, so that's why the case is here, because it kind of bases there, and then it goes into a biome which is much lower. It's just a weird coincidence which leads to this happening in this precise way. Again, weird stuff, but that's how this happens, it seems. So also, look, there's a little secret water cave under here. If you've ever wanted to have a house or like a little cave underneath a wooden mansion, then this is the opportunity for you to do exactly that. So we'll drink our night vision potion, and you can see we're kind of hidden down here. There's like dirt and cobblestone all around. I think we could probably mine up into the place from here, because you can see how it's like only a certain number of blocks up. But still, there's a fun little secret entrance in here if you want to take the weirdest way into a mansion possible, which personally I think is kind of fun. So, as well as all of the things I've just shown off, again, pretty great places for a house, pretty great places for that and that. I think the seed also has a few other strange things going, including, or good things going, I should say. First of all, it's got a few plains biomes. They're not perfectly flat, but if you want big plains, then on top of the other stuff, so you can build or your friends can build, then that's the thing you got here. It's got another set of extreme hill biomes, so if you're really into these, even more so than I was before, then that's the thing you can do. We've got a giant birch forest down here, and then in the middle of all of that, we've got this place right here. It seems like a really insignificant ravine, like it's barely even like 10 blocks deep, but yeah, it seems like an insignificant ravine. But the cool thing about this ravine is if you dig down from it, I'm going to assume so anyway, if you dig down from the ravine, you'll eventually end up in another ravine, which is just below this ravine. That's right, a ravine underneath a ravine. I guess ravineception in a way. But the reason this ravine is so exciting is because it contains the stronghold. So yeah, it's a stronghold in a ravine, and that's exciting by itself. But it also contains a bunch of chests with diamond horse armor, it should be mentioned. This one over here, the obvious one, because you might think I missed it, only contains apple and bread. So yeah, 2 apples and the bread. So a reverse apple sandwich, as if an apple sandwich was a good idea in the first place. Then also you can see the actual thing. I forget what it's called. The end portal. It's found just over here. It's a pretty easy one to get to. Like literally, you hop in from the ravine, you find the little fountain, then you go right one block, you find that there, and then on top of finding horse armor and on top of finding the gold stuff, then what you'll also find is if you go through this stronghold enough, there's actually a chest with a ender pearl in there. I'm really worried I'm not going to find it now. Okay, there we go. Chest with an ender pearl and an iron sword. And in fact, I don't even think this is the only one. But still, there is multiple chests with ender pearls in here, which I think is always great. It makes the grind a little bit easier, and it's something that you might appreciate. But with that said, yeah, that has kind of been this week's Seed Sunday. It's a really great seed. Again, perfect for starting new survival because there's lots of like weird ways you can make a house. If you like the Toy Cat way of building and you want to start a new project, you're like, you know, it's been a while since I've gone to Minecraft. Maybe this video is the one that helps you. But if not, then I want to kind of just use this as a quick announcement. I know a lot of people like Seed Sunday, or like a small minority of people like Seed Sunday, but the problem is that it seems like less and less people are interested in seeds in general. Like, it's not the seeds, you know, that I'm uploading necessarily. I still think I upload some of the best seeds you can find for Minecraft console. But a lot of people just, aren't interested in seeds at this point, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. If I had to guess, it's because, Minecraft's aged as a game, and you probably started your big survival world or whatever you need, and you don't need a seed every single week. It seems to be the case, so maybe I should do Seed Sunday from time to time when there's something like that just has to be shown off, but it seems for the most part that most people aren't too fascinated by Seed Sunday, so what I think I'm going to be doing, starting probably next week, is reviewing a Minecraft Marketplace map, because again, there's a whole sea of maps out there, most of which aren't really worth checking out, but I figure why not review a map, give some exposure to some small Minecraft map creator, and then maybe let you know if a map is worth purchasing or if it's not worth purchasing. I figure that could be fun. Maybe you all do agree, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Seed Sunday won't go away forever because there will always be some seeds, but it just seems like over time less and less people care about fascinating Minecraft console seeds like this one. And yeah, if you want to keep on seeing Seed Sunday though, like the video and let me know because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know that there are some number of you that are like, no, save Seed Sunday. And yeah, hopefully maybe we'll go back to alternating at some point. But for now, this has been Seed Sunday. I really don't want to continue this, but we have to work. There's a thing with YouTube, you might say like, well, that you can't just only make things that are popular. But the thing about YouTube is you have to balance what people want to watch. Because if you upload things people don't want to watch, it doesn't just mean that like people won't watch the thing they don't. It means the YouTube algorithm will recommend you less of my videos, which means that, I'd be uploading videos that I cared about and like 5 people cared about, but YouTube wouldn't show to anyone beyond those 5. And that would be problematic because I'm sure a lot of you want to see the video, hopefully more than 5 of you. So with that said, hope you all enjoyed the video. Like if you liked it, share if you liked it, subscribe if you're around here.